Hello, welcome to.
Hey, we like your pod.
And we're going to tell you why. Hi, it's Dawn here, and I'm joined, as always, by my trusted partner, Matt Pickett. How you doing, Matty?
Really good. Because I'm taking tomorrow off. There's some like stuff happening with kids' concerts and what have you. And so that means tomorrow off, all of next week off, because the university is like shut down for the winter season. And then a couple more days after that. So I'm not going back to work until January 2nd, and I am just friggin' jazzed about that. And like, I said before on here that it's the best job I ever had. I stand by that. But man, by the end of the semester, it's just like, okay. So really happy to be on break right now. I'm on break.
I don't remember you. I didn't know you got to take that much time off. Maybe we did talk about this last year. I don't remember much from year to year. So. But I remember,
history of it is that like the year that I started in 2014, almost exactly 10 years ago, because I started in December, that was the first year that they just like gave employees off between Christmas and New Year's because everybody took vacation off, and it was annoying because then that meant more work for HR to process stuff, and it was just burning vacation. So eventually they're like, you know what? Nobody's showing up. The people who are showing up aren't getting anything done. This is silly. Let's just turn off the heat, turn off the lights. The university is just going to be totally closed for a week and a half. And so like free days off, which is nice. And like I know there might be people listening who are like, I don't have that, man. This is make me feel a way about it. Like, sorry, I don't mean to like, shove it in anybody's face and stuff like that. I'm just excited. That's all. So
but you probably have a lot of overtime and stuff like that too coming. Like
I have weird hours a lot of the time. Yeah, it's true.
A lot of extra hours. Yeah.
I'll just say happy about it. And
I'm happy you're happy. That's fantastic.
Thank you. How are you doing? What's up with you?
I don't know what's up with it. I'm just like scrambling with stuff to do, just frantic. Like, I've been on the phone like for 4 days in a row, I think. And it's just been a lot of stuff. Nothing exciting, nothing horrible, just busy, taking care of things. Yes. I am also clear. I had a lot of like apartment projects going for the last year, and you accumulate, you put like a screwdriver here or a thing there or whatever. So I'm just like getting everything back out into their little boxes and down into the garage and all that. My neighbor's actually going to help me with my storage unit because
nice.
I somehow or another would put some boxes in. And when I went to open the door a few weeks later, it's like the boxes were like in front of the door, like opening. So we've got to figure out, I don't know if I'm going to have to borrow maybe a crowbar or something so that all the boxes don't come down, like, because that could be worse. So she's going to help me with that. She's my friend.
Nice. Good to have friends. Good to have help.
My Packer fan friend, Emerald Dawn. Her name is Emerald Dawn.
Oh, that's a lovely name.
Isn't it a great name? When I met her,
I don't think you've ever mentioned her name before.
Were your parents hippies? And she said no. They just like the name. I met her mom recently. She said her dad's going to be coming to town. We're going to go to a Packer game, go to the Roxy for a Packer game, hopefully before the end of the season, maybe the Super Bowl. She's like, if they're in the Super Bowl, and I'm like, well, okay.
A week at a time.
Exactly.
Matt LaFleur would say one play at a time, one day at a time, one tiny increment at a time. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's skip on over. We decided, let me see if I can find our little, we decided we were going to like zip through this and get back to this exciting Thursday night football game. I do feel sorry for the Chargers. I really do. Chargers are my home team. Yeah.
I like the Chargers.
Yeah, certainly don't.
I like the Chargers and I don't like Sean Payton. So really rooting hard for the Chargers tonight.
Both. But yeah, both of the above. All right. Well, let's go. It's time for this week's superlatives. So here we go. I love that.
I just love it so much, Dawn. It just tickles me. It just tickles me. I love it.
All right. I was actually going to ask you to write some music for our transition, but I wanted to do one first so you knew what I meant, like what I had in mind. Not that it had to be techno, but more in line with our vibe. But that's an open invitation. Maybe on your holiday vacation you can write it.
Maybe we'll see.
In any case. So I have 4 superlatives. 2 are like in one, like fraternizing with the enemy category. One's just a little quick bonus. So how many do you have tonight?
I have 3.
Okay, so I will start. Let me start with Okay, I'm going to start with, that's going to be weird. I'm going to start with my 2 in 1. Okay. Whatever the math does, it does. I'm going to start with fraternizing with the frenemy times 2.
Okay.
Because this week we play against a team that has a couple of former Packers, the Saints.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, the Saints have MVS and Jamal Williams, who we love.
Yes.
So just a little mensch. MVS, he has, since leaving the Packers, gotten 2 Super Bowl rings.
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
With the Chiefs. Yeah. Super Bowl 2022 and 2023. But now he's first string wide receiver for the Saints. So we'll probably be seeing him out there. Check the injury list. I don't think either of them are injured, which is great. Jamal, who we really want to talk about.
Yeah, I love him.
Our anime-loving ex-boyfriend, since we broke up with him, has gone to the Detroit Lions. I'm just going to I plucked out a couple interesting things. At the Detroit Lions on November 25th, 2021, Williams carried the ball for the 585th time in his career, breaking the NFL record previously held by Philip Lindsay, whoever that is.
Yeah. He was a Charger, wasn't he?
I can't remember. And for the most carries without ever fumbling. And I remember hearing about it at the time. So just thought I'd remind everyone how great he was. He then finished the year with the Lion, the 2021, with career highs for him in yards, 1,066, 1,066, and 17 touchdowns.
It's really, really, really good.
Like, why is he not on our team? And 272 carries, 62 carries while playing all 17 games for the Lions. Yeah. He did not take an injury timeout. Then he went to the Saints, where he's now a second string running back. And let's see, this is fun. I like this. While the Saints head coach, Dennis Allen, called for a quarterback kneel to exhaust the team's final minute, quarterback Jameis Winston, who I like, handed the ball to Williams, who scored a 1-yard touchdown. I don't know if you remember that too. Just like so sassy. I really miss him. So I'm hoping we get to see them both in Lambeau on, is it Sunday or Monday?
Monday. They're playing on Monday.
They're playing Monday again.
No, not again. I mean,
didn't they?
Have they played on Monday yet? Have they played on Monday?
I'm
season?
So confused. I don't know.
It's been a weird season for
it's been a weird, because we have all these primetime games stacked up at the end of the season, which
2 Thursdays in a row. That's weird. Yeah, it's all kinds of strange stuff.
Yeah. So just a couple of mentions, reminders of why we would love Jamal to be on our team, but we would welcome him back even as a guest. So what's your first one?
My first one is best profile. Oh my God, Dawn. I don't know if you saw this. Ty Dunn did this super long form, like he does, profile of Sean Ryan, from our O-line. And little did I know what an amazing person Sean Ryan is. On the field, he's an extremely violent, aggressive player in all the best ways, but off the field, he's like this really thoughtful, gentle giant kind of guy, really, really funny and interesting, and his backstory is super fascinating. You know how Ty is. When he writes a profile about somebody, it's going to be just so chock full of interesting stuff. It was so riveting. This is how riveting it was. So last Friday when it dropped, day after we recorded our last episode, I was getting done at a holiday party at work at like 3. So I was like, the day's gonna end early. I went back to get stuff from my office to head home. Early release Friday, woohoo. I saw my phone like a notification about it. I was like, oh, let's check this out real fast. And I'm sitting down at my desk to like read it on my computer screen and just sat there reading the whole thing. It took like, I don't know, like 20 minutes to like read through. Like, leaving, going home, the lights are turning off in the hallway. I'm like, I'm gonna just finish this up. It's that good. So Eric, did you see that? I mean, it's from a week ago now at this point, but did you see that?
No, but I have heard a lot about it. I don't think maybe I did, because at this point I feel like I did, but I remember, and maybe Mike and Wes might have referred to it too, but there was a lot of Sean Ryan talk this week for sure. So I picked up on a lot of it. He does seem like a real sweetie pie.
Oh, he seems awesome. Yeah.
For sure. Cool. Yeah. So everyone should read that full thing. And I don't remember reading anything for 20 minutes, so probably didn't.
a lot of focus, a lot of concentration. I do want to say one thing about it though, actually, before we move on to the next thing here, Don. I do have a complaint for Ty though, and this was also voiced by other people on Blue Sky, notably Matub, and I think Tex Western also pointed it out, that there was one line, and this sucks because like it was a super long article, so fascinating, but he had this one line that's just like, Ty, come on, man, where he used the phrase and before Eddie Lacy ate his way out of the league.
Oh, like, I caught that. Yes.
Man, that's because he's struggled with that. It's like an eating disorder. It's like, stuff that he really has struggled with. So that's just terribly insensitive.
Very unfortunate. Did he apologize?
And on top of being like fat shaming, for that matter. So I don't mean to like turn this into like a rant about, because it was one little thing. He shouldn't have said it. The rest of it are amazing, but it just needs to be said sometimes. So that
caveat for sure. Yes. No, it's worth it. I do remember. That's why I know about the article. Yes, there was so much talk about that. Now that you mention it, I forgot. Yeah, it's like Friday was 100 years ago for me. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I hope he apologizes. He can even, online articles can be edited. You can edit them, take it out.
Yeah,
I wish you would.
Maybe he did. I don't know. He should have.
That's sad.
Quick note from the viewers tonight. True North Packers fan. Thanks for being here. Also, Joe, thanks for being here. Says Dawn's review of the Packers OL. They're sweetie pies. What? Are you wrote sweaty pies? Sweaty pies?
I didn't say sweaty pies. I was just saying that. Yes, Sean Ryan got a sweetie pie side to him. Not the whole O line, but they probably all have a sweetie pie side to them. I would hope.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, I
can see that from like Elton Jenkins. Seems like he could be a very friendly guy. Perhaps I could see that.
Coop,
for example.
Cooper.
Yeah. Anyhow, so what's your next one, Don?
I have an interesting one. It's speaking of journalism, good writing. Most fascinating. Ainsworth Rand Spofford was Mike Spofford's great-great-great-grandfather.
All right.
His name is etched in stone for his work at the Library of Congress as a Lincoln appointee.
What?
Abraham Lincoln. Yes, it's in a non-public stairway, this etched in stone thing. And this is from Spoff himself. I asked him. And so I asked him, I'm like, is this true? Is this, I picked up on something Wesley said a few weeks ago, and I didn't. And so I asked him about it. So from Wikipedia, and then I have something else. Ainsworth Rand Spofford, September 12th through 1825 through August 11th, 1902, was an American journalist, prolific writer, and the 6th Librarian of Congress. He served as librarian from 1864 to 1897 under the administration of 10 presidents. A great admirer of Benjamin Franklin, he wrote a 21-page introduction in Franklin's autobiography, which he edited and published. So I looked for it. So so I did look for it, and I found something really a gem. I know this might be really boring to some people, but I
I'm
like
fascinated.
doing, I like going down these rabbit holes. So while doing research on Spofford, John Cole discovered that while Ainsworth's ashes were interred at Rock Creek Cemetery in Washington, D.C., his tombstone was blank, although his wife's name was there. I'm not sure where, but
Hmm.
Spofford also, because it said it was blank, so I don't know where his wife's name was. Maybe next to, I don't know. It was kind of obscure. Anyway, I was just like floating around. I have no idea where it was. I'm like, what? Anyway, although Cole was responsible for bringing this to the attention of some Spofford descendants, nothing was done to correct this until 2004, when John Spofford Morgan, Ainsworth Spofford's great grandson, he passed away in 2005. So I'm guessing that's Mike's grandfather. Could be his father, but hopefully his grandfather. 1917 to 2005. 2015, excuse me, saw it to it. So John Spofford saw to it that this situation was remedied. So today the tombstone reads Ainsworth Rand Spofford with his date of birth and death, Librarian of Congress for those with those dates, appointed by President Lincoln, and his name is now listed in the cemetery's handout if you go for a tour on notable figures whose tombstones can be viewed there. So guess what? You can actually find this Ben Franklin's autobiography. Gutenberg has published it as an e-book. So I was looking, I read through the introduction, but for some reason, the one that's published under Gutenberg.org, and I have the link for that if anyone wants, it's Project Gutenberg. It's just really crazy because you can get all these ancient books there. These days, I just love what has happened with technology in that way, with art and books and that kind of thing. But it doesn't mention, it gives somebody else credit for the introduction, which I think is weird. But anyway, fun fact, Mike Spofford got his journalism genes from a great grandfather. And for some reason, when Mike was on our show, and if anyone doesn't know who Mike Spofford is, he works for Packers as one of the Packers journalists. I believe he's the senior writer for the Packers. I think, because didn't we ask, I know we've asked several of our, excuse me, of our guests about where they were inspired to do journalism. And I feel like this sounded vaguely familiar, but I never looked into it that much. So most fascinating.
And I definitely encourage all of our listeners to go back and listen to the Mike Spofford episode. You should do it. It's a great episode. You know, I mean, not to like give us credit, like, because Mike's a really good interview. It's really fascinating
because of Mike, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Check him out.
Did you know?
No, I had no idea. That's amazing.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So my next superlative, Dawn, I've got best interaction. This amused me immensely. So one of my favorite in-season podcast pairings is when Andy Herman has Justice Mosqueda on one of the I think it's usually a Tuesday, if I remember correctly, of the, like, you know, typically it'd be like the Andy Herman solo podcast, but he'll have like a, you know, guest throughout the week during the season. So Justice Mosqueda, who of course is like one of our favorite Packers minds at all, one of the finest writers and you know, analysts out there doing work with the Packers. It's always so fascinating to listen to them talk, but this week it was hilarious because Andy said something to the effect of, like, you know, just I'm just gonna say it now, like, Eric Stokes is gonna be back next season, just count on it. And Justice got so annoyed at this. He's like, if that happens, I'm gonna hunt you down and I'm gonna get you, because like putting that into the world and making it happen, like causing it to manifest. And just the way, like, the way that just was so annoyed and just kind of kept carrying on about it for like a good minute or two. It was extremely funny. I was just laughing out loud in my car.
I watched that, but I don't remember that. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
I didn't even pick
Tyler
up on
had clipped it and, like, you know, posted it too through various accounts that he controls, basically. The Pack a Day one and the Cheesehead TV. I think he might have put it in both those places, if I remember correctly. So just that interaction there was out there as well, on its own accord, separate from the whole podcast. And yeah, hilarious. I loved that.
That's great. Yeah, I did watch that. And I watched Dusty with the one who does the drafts. He lives in Colorado. Oh my gosh, why did I just forget his name? Because I have a headache today. That's my excuse.
Are you talking about Ross Uglum?
Yes. I think it's Ross. Is it Ross?
I think Ross lives in the Dakotas somewhere. I think South Dakota.
Dakota? Oh, I thought it was Dakota. Okay. I think that was on, Packard Report on Packard. Yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so he's gonna hunt him down. Hey, I think
so he's gonna hunt him down.
I like Eric Stokes. I like he's fun. I like his energy. Maybe he just needs more development. I don't know. I wish
he was a better player, but he seems like a nice guy.
But I hate to be hard on our team. Another one I think people are being too hard on is Quay. Come at me. Just come at me. I don't care.
He's gotten a lot better, I think, in the last part of the season. I wish he weren't injured. That's a bummer. He was like in a walking boot today and crutches, I think. LaFleur was saying like week to week, not day to day, which is a bummer because he's been coming on the last couple of games that he was in.
Yeah, now they're going to be sorry he's gone, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be sorry. I like Quay. I mean, I feel for Quay. Yeah, I want to give him a chance. Okay, so my final one is a quick bonus. Has nothing to do with football.
Oh, fun.
I came across an amazing, what I think is just an amazing soundtrack. And it's was put together not officially by but there's a series, I don't know what it was called, that I kind of got sucked into because it was on after Sunday Night Football and it would automatically play on Peacock.
Sure.
The Day of the Jackal. So I don't know if anyone's seen it. Doesn't matter if you've seen it. It was with Eddie Redmayne, and he's amazing in this. So, but anyway, I noticed throughout that the soundtrack was just out of this world, and I happened to run across a day put together by someone. Because the official one is just the clips and that kind of thing. It's not really in it. It talks about what was happening in the in the movie, so to speak, not actually the music. But somebody put together one on YouTube. It was the full music videos of all of the artists, and it's like 58 songs. So I had it on all day and I haven't finished it. It is out of this world. So if you're having people over for cocktails or just doing a thing, and like I do, a lot of little projects, creative things, and you have that thing rolling in the background, you will be just so happy. And let me know if you listen to it. It's really good. I do have the link for it if anyone wants it. It was done by someone named Ashton.
What's that?
His name is Ashton on YouTube. ASHTON. If you're looking for it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that because there are various tasks I have at work that like require some kind of background music. Like they really do just like keep me focused enough. And my go-to thing for that has been the album Volcano by the band Jungle, which is excellent. It's like it's got good grooves, but it's not too obtrusive that it like distracts you. This sounds like it might like fit that exact same thing. So I'm going to definitely check that out.
Yeah, I mean, it's super vibey, can be a little bit moody, somewhat gives you the feels. I don't know what's feely. There's jazz. It's eclectic, but it's super like low key, but super high quality. And there's everything in there. He's using some classical and some old, tunes from the like Italians, pop singer or whatever. I mean, it's just so good. It's so good. I think it'd be great. Like I envision just having it on for a cocktail party. You know how when you have a cocktail party, it's like you don't want to be messing with your music, and it's 58 songs, so it should be enough.
Right. I will check that out. I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. You might hate it, but whatever. I like it. Let me know. Let me know.
At least. I think I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I have one more superlative then. All right.
All right.
Last one, most creative. Okay, so I feel like a couple times a year, Paul Noonan just like does something that's so crazy creative that it just knocks my socks off, Don. Just blows my mind. So he developed this comprehensive rating for teams, how effective they're being. He calls it calculator. It's kind of like ridiculously overblown. Like the fact that he has this thing called calculator. That's like the way how he can kind of get the composite rating of a team. For those who don't know, this is the comprehensive analysis of league competition using latest analytics to organize rankings. That's what it stands for. It's just obviously he's being kind of silly with that. But so what he does every week is he puts up the ratings, talks about how much it's changed since the previous week, provides a little commentary. And this week he was kind of bored, I think. And so he decided he's going to have every single one of the commentary things be some kind of poetry. So I know. So there's a bunch of haikus to start it off. There's some limericks. There's some references to some famous poems, some even more obscure. I actually had to message him to be like, what are you doing with this one? What is this referencing? And even references to song lyrics, all kinds of stuff. But I was just going to give one example here. My favorite one of all of them was a limerick he did for the Broncos. So again, since we're recording on Thursday night, it's also topical because they're playing right now. So I'm just going to read you the limerick that Paul Noonan wrote to describe the Denver Broncos performance last week. Okay. For Denver, 3 touchdowns, 3 picks. And that's how it went for Bo Nix. But Jonathan Taylor's incredible failure, a turnover instead of 6. I mean, and he did a thing for all 32 teams.
He actually wrote them. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. He went to town.
Okay. Wow, Paul, Badger Noonan.
It's amazing. Because you got like the cool metric he developed. You got like intelligent analysis, but then you just went extra creative, like went above and beyond and making the whole thing this week. So woof, amazing. I just so good.
I love that. And it does show that just because you are you can do technical things or data things, doesn't mean you're not also a creative person. In fact, I think that you go together really well for really, really talented people. So that's cool. Super cool. I love it, Nettie. Well, hey, let's bring her home. Let's get back to the game, the exciting game, the Chargers against the Broncos. Yes. And unless you have any final thoughts before, we do have one final thought, right? About
I was going to say it. That's right. So the holidays are happening in just a little bit here for the holidays. Don and I celebrate at least. And so we have decided, because of scheduling issues, to just take the next 2 weeks off. Very uncommon. We've been very steady about being on almost every single week, but there's just too much stuff happening in the next couple of weeks. So we will be back in January. Of course, we'll be posting about it. So you know to jump back on and join us here. But yeah, the next 2 weeks, no episodes, folks. Happy holidays to all of you.
That's right. We'll be back as soon as possible in early January, hopefully in 2 weeks. And we have some amazing guests lined up too.
It'd be in 3 weeks. We're going to miss 2 weeks, but regardless, right. We have some guests we're very excited about for the new year. We can't wait to get to those episodes so you can learn more about those amazing folks who we have kind of in the chamber ready to go. So very excited about that.
And true to form, Iowa Joe is calling us slackers.
Man.
Yeah.
Fair enough, Joe.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right, Don.
Let's bring her home.
Here we go. So, friends, we'd love to have a chance to interview you and shout you out if you're a subscriber and a football fan. If you'd like to nominate someone to be a guest on our podcast, please let us know. Our DMs are open on all the social platforms, especially Blue Sky. And folks, when you subscribe to our podcast, you help us to keep spreading the love in our community. And the best way to help this podcast grow is by sharing it. Sharing it. People, share it with your friends and family.
Yes, Maddie, that's right. We love you. We're so glad to know you, to be fans of you, and have the luxury of being fans of the most storied team in the NFL. We appreciate your support, your subscriptions, and sharing our pod, and we look forward to seeing you next in a few weeks on
3 weeks. Yeah. Hey, we like your pod. Thank you.
Football in general comes down to discipline and people owning their roles. And when you aren't disciplined or you go outside the scheme, bad stuff happens.